If you've read the title of this episode and you've clicked in it, you're invested. And I promise you, we are going to give you your money's worth today. This is a topic called sex. It's sex ed class, but we're really going to talk to you about it like at our stance now in our 40s. And, you know, maybe how sex was at 20 versus 30 versus kids versus stressful lives versus like, what does a woman need? What does a man need? I think you probably have a lot of men that come to you with frustrations. I have a lot of women come to me with emotional frustrations. And those two things together do not go well.
Or financial frustrations.
So I think what we would like to talk about today is like, we know what sex is physically, right? But like, how do you keep that sexual connection alive in every aspect of your relationship? And how important is sex to a man versus a woman?
So if everybody's watching, I changed into my tank top to get my wife's arousal as she's watching this. So just to be very upfront with everyone. So
this is how he's dressed 99.9% of the time. And usually he doesn't even have a shirt on.
But on the real, there's two things that statistics prove that I know from talking to many, many men. Number one is communication. That's a problem within relationship. Number two is financials. Typically, if there's a financial burden within the household, that's going to cause the divide between the man and woman.
It starts to bridge the gap.
Right.
And where it starts to show up is in your sexual life.
Right.
And I think even, you know, when we first got together, it's easy to have sex a lot. Is it okay to have sex before marriage? No, we shouldn't have done that. We're going to teach our children to not do that.
And our pastor at the time actually made us move out.
Yeah.
You remember this?
Yeah.
Before we got married, just to make it right.
Try to do the right thing. You know, so sex before marriage is not something I'm endorsing. If you are doing it, you need to be doing it safely. You know, I was like 14 years old, just started my period. My mom got pregnant with me when she was 17. She put me on birth control instantly because of her life experiences. But that also gave me the green light of like, oh, it's okay. You know, so I'm going to raise my kids. It's not okay. Wait till you're married. It needs to be intimate and important.
I think I had a different stance on it when you're 20.
When you're 20, 25. You don't see the value of just being with one person.
Right.
Now I'm like, I totally wish we would have waited.
Sure.
But we didn't. And here we are. It's okay. We're talking about it. What is sex to a man versus sex to a woman?
I just think men in general, now don't get me wrong, some women can be this way, are definitely
men are more animals.
Yeah, they're more physical touch.
Yeah.
They're more, even myself, you know as well as I do, I feel a certain way if you want me.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel that you want me from you, or any woman's done this, it's like, oh, well, okay, I'll give it to you to not like take your clothes off. No, I won't even say the word that I'm thinking.
I know, please don't.
No, I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
Because I want
you want to feel loved and
right.
wanted.
And at 25, you don't realize that, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's the man's point of view. He needs to feel loved and wanted, physical touch. All the women I talk to, that's probably the man's, at least one of the top two ways they feel and receive love. Women are so different. I think us having one boy and one girl has probably made you realize as a man, like Sophia's love language is not physical touch.
No.
Until
she wants something from her daddy.
Yeah.
Typical woman.
Manny's is physical touch 110% in words of affirmation.
You can give him 1,000 kisses.
Hugs instantly. I mean, he just wants some mommy, daddy, everybody. He is a love.
I'm leaving the house this morning. I'm like, Sophia, she doesn't turn to me. I'm like, Sophia, give me a kiss. Nope. And I'm like, but then.
But if you think about it, that's naturally how most women are hardwired.
Sure.
In order to get a woman, I would say, sexually aroused or wanting to have sex with you, you need to make her feel seen, safe, protected, and you need to hear her. And I think that's one thing we've learned, especially probably once kids came along and my time was a little bit more limited. You know, my mom brain is not thinking about his sexual needs over there when I'm doing laundry, changing diapers, not even gotten ready for the day, doing my dishes. The last thing I'm worried about is his penis. The one thing he's worried about is his penis. And that's just where men and women are different.
Well, hang on. I still just can't fathom that she does not understand that. Just to be very upfront with everybody.
This
And
is like where
anyone
men are from
watching
Mars
this,
and women's are from Venus or
think
whatever it is.
most men feel me exactly when I say that. But let me tell you, to her defense, this was a few years ago, and our children are young. They're still young. And I'm like,
Let me give myself some kudos real quick.
no, hang on a second, because this is tooting your horn.
Okay.
And you broke down out of the blue. I don't know if it was one morning or one night, and you were like, I just need you to do this, this, this. And it was like simple shit. It was like first
I
thing.
just need to be kissed.
Well, no, not that.
You put
it was
stuff in the
first thing in the
dishwasher
morning
for me.
when you were leaving and you come home and the house is still not picked up.
Yeah.
So even to this day now, obviously the kids
And
are
my
home
perception is like you leave, I leave with the kids and take them to school. You have all the time in your world by yourself.
but I don't.
You
but I
can
get
put
it.
stuff in the dishwasher.
So what I
for me.
started doing, I'd take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I try to tidy up the whole entry mudroom kitchen. And then even in our bedroom, sometimes if she leaves stuff out where she was in a rush, the towels on the floor or whatever, because I like my stuff nice too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started noticing that she liked that.
Mm-hmm.
And that had nothing to do with sexual. But at the end of the day, I knew that 5 minutes maybe helped her 5 minutes at night, which was a lot to her.
Which is an act of service, which pours in my cup, which makes me want to want you more.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to work a woman. You have to figure out like what's a man's love language. His, I know, is probably quality time and physical touch. Mine, I would say, is probably either quality time or acts of service. I don't know. You like words of affirmation too.
Amber, and most people's probably like this, especially a woman, any woman or any mom with multiple children. You get Amber at my house, she feels the need. She's got 1,000 things to do, whether it's her work on her computer. I need to go clean the windows, do laundry, do this.
And some of it's because he's telling me he wants it done too.
And I agree, it's my fault. You take Amber out of town.
You give me the minute I sit on that airplane seat and I can breathe and relax.
She's a different human.
And all of a sudden, like, I want to have sex with my husband every day.
She's just different. And that's why normally, I mean, she'll tell you, we have like booked a plane ticket on a Saturday morning, flew out Saturday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and come back Sunday night. We're not even going 24 hours. We've done that 20 times.
Yeah. And I wish I wasn't.
And we never missed work.
I wish I wasn't hardwired that way, but like I'm hardwired when I'm here to be like locked in on our house, our laundry, keeping it clean, helping you with your businesses, making sure our kids are okay, running my business, coaching people, doing this podcast. Like my brain's not thinking sex, 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 sex. Where like a man's brain is always thinking sex, 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 sex.
I don't necessarily think if we're thinking that, but if I go kill it at work, and I'm just ingrained with this. Anybody who knows me from a young boy, I've always just been the guy to want to do better by the day.
Yeah.
So if I have that on a daily basis in my brain, I like at night to feel known from my wife, the one woman that I care so much about. And if she don't give me that attention, I'm not
for
just
me
talking
to like acknowledge you.
Yeah,
and
I'm
ask
not even
you
just
how
talking
your
about
day
sexual
is.
attention.
No.
Just like, and you just roll over and go to bed. That pisses me off. Not even a sexual, like,
Well, I
she
think
ain't
that's
asked
where-
me, she ain't talked to me, she ain't kissed me, she's nothing. Go F herself.
Yeah, I think, but that's where the bridge happens. Is
Right.
people, it's the communication of really caring for one another and seeing one another. Like, I see you. I know you had a hard day at work, or you killed it at work. Good job. That starts to build the bridge. Or you go, how often do we see this? Just because of what we do. We have the man or the woman that goes to the gym, that's in shape, that's taking care of themselves. And we meet the spouse who's overweight,
All the time.
depressed, pissed off because the girl is going to the gym and he's not. That's not healthy either.
So,
And that affects your sex life.
yeah, I've seen many people, this is not directed towards anyone, but a lot of times you start feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
Or let's take me feeling good about myself. And now you don't feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
and you're locking yourself in the bathroom
Yeah.
and don't want your significant other to see you naked because
Yeah.
now you feel like he's above you
Yeah.
because he looks a certain way.
Yeah,
and
you're
don't-
you're shameful.
You're shameful.
So in
or
that situation, what would you encourage that couple to do?
this is what I've always done, and the same thing I always done for you. invite them to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Encourage
Do
them.
more stuff together.
Go walk the neighborhood at night. Encourage her that you'll train her if that's your thing. Make her, if you're eating a little better, offer her to eat a little better.
I had this conversation with a group of women earlier this week, and they were discussing, what causes your husband frustration, what causes you frustration. And first and foremost, it was just like lack of communication and expectations at home, especially after kids are involved. And the second was maybe he wants to be outside of the house, having fun on the weekends, going to dinners. The woman just wants to be at home and be still and be peaceful. There has to be a compromise.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing, like my parents preached to us early on, like you have to compromise. Stephen, you sometimes need to do things that Amber wants to do. And Amber, you sometimes need to do things that Stephen wants to do. And people say to us all the time, besides if they see us at work, we're usually always together outside of work. He doesn't go out to like man dinners.
Never.
I don't go out to female dinners. We do things together if we're not at work.
But lately, I've had so many people mention that to me and saying that they love that about us.
Yeah.
And I haven't really got that over the past few years because I think
people used to hate on me like, you never come out for a girls' night. I don't want to. Half the time when I go out for a girls' night, all you guys do is like bash and complain about your husbands. I don't want to be in that environment. And I think as a female or a male, if you're trying to have a good relationship and a good marriage, if you have people in your ear like that, it starts to make you go home and question, oh, is my husband like that? Or is she not giving me as much sex as that husband's wife?
Sometimes talk is chatter. Chatter's not good.
No.
I always tell people,
don't ever compare.
I always, how I am.
Yeah.
I got a lot of very wealthy friends.
Yep.
And I always know instantly the ones that I want to be around versus the ones I don't. If they invited me somewhere and let's just say I did go and they instantly don't have their wife there.
Yeah.
And if they said,
that's a red flag.
Stephen, we're man, we ain't got the women here. We're going to the strip club tonight. I'm instantly out.
Yep.
Because let me explain why. If
you don't open the door for temptation.
I don't. And Amber knows this. Like, we don't do this.
No.
But I would be like, hey, I don't do that without my wife.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's how I want it.
Yeah.
Because not only, what do I always say to people? I don't put myself in a weird environment or a temptation environment or somewhere that I don't trust. I trust myself.
Yeah.
I don't trust other people.
Yep.
So why would I put myself up to that? I also don't want to be around negativity. I don't want to be around 5 other dudes that are complaining or trying to get with other women.
Yeah.
That's just not my forte.
No. And all that affects you.
Absolutely.
You bring that energy home into your relationship if you're not strong enough to be guarded and protected against it. And I see it with women. I'm just going to throw all of you women under the bus. If you have a posse of friends who's consistently talking negative about their husbands, the next negative relationship is going to be yours. It's just the environment you're in. You got to eliminate yourself from that type of self-talk. So let's talk about, you're doing things for me to make me more sexually inclined to you. I'm doing things.
Well, I don't think when I was younger, I realized that it would even happen.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men are just
so into yourself and ego driven that you don't realize how we work as women.
Just thought, if my body looked a certain way, she automatically wanted me. Now, hear me out. That might have worked in my 20s. But when a woman, let's just say, is 40 something, that might not work after 17 years of being with her.
Especially kids, especially when you have stuff. Like, sex is so much more than the physical activity of it. It's a connection. It's a deep relationship. It's how you show one another love. It's special. It's soulful. It should be. It should be like a unity of the two of you coming together and celebrating one another and having fun together. I think it's hard when you have kids, for a woman especially, to like feel sexy quick. I remember when this joker was ready to have sex 7 days after C-sections, I was like, can my body physically do this? And it felt like sandpaper to me, but I did it anyways because I knew it was important to you. And I was trying to fulfill you regardless that I just had stitches and layers of my skin just cut open. But it's important to keep that bond together. I also think it's important to talk about, like, what do you like? What do I like? What do we want to do together? I'm not saying we're 100% great at this. It's something like we are working on right now, is like, what does sex look like in our 40s with kids that come down the stairs in the middle of sex sometimes? That's humiliating. We had this happen 3 months ago now. All of a sudden,
Never
has this
once.
happened. I'm on top of Steven. It's the first time we had ever locked our door.
We only locked it because we had gave him his iPad
Yeah.
to go upstairs. And
I'm not the woman that has sex when the kids are home and awake. I'm not there yet.
yeah, and literally he unlocked the door. I checked it 3 times.
He walks in
we
and
never
looks at
closed the
us
door.
like a deer in headlights and
freaks out.
immediately yells and screams and runs and hides underneath the dining room table. And I'm mortified. Steven's mortified.
We didn't know
like,
what
get
to do.
your clothes on.
He won't talk to either one of us.
We got to go talk to this kid. He won't look at me in the eye. I mean, it was like a traumatic event.
It wasn't traumatic.
It was not fun. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there like praying, like, Lord, give me the wisdom to talk to this
But
kid
to give
right
some
now.
context, though, he is very protective over Amber.
Yeah,
And
he doesn't even like us touching or
yeah,
kissing.
him and they think it's a joke, but if they see us hugging or something like that,
And we're trying to break him of
and
that.
we're trying to break them of that
it's
because
hard.
they need to see that.
Yeah, we keep telling them. And this is how I got him to come out of his little funk. I looked at him and I said, Manny, I heard my parents have sex when I was growing up. It's a thing. It's healthy. You want mommy and daddy to be healthy.
happy.
You want us to be happy. It's okay for us to have sex. I said, but know that it was awkward for me. I still remember it. It still makes me eek. And he looked at me and he said, really? That really happened to you too? And I was like, it really happened to me too. It's okay. So he's 7 years old. I was asking my sister who just had a baby, have you had sex yet? When we were in Ohio. I haven't even told you this yet. And Manny's like, what's sex? And I'm like, Lord, we're not going there today.
No.
No. But as our kids get older, we're going to talk about it.
Sure.
Like what it is, how important it is, because they need to know and understand it. And I think our generation navigated it with so many unknowns and so much recklessness. I don't know if it was just circles we were in, but I mean, there was some
But I
recklessness
think
in
too, and you know this,
it. Yeah.
people hold, like, especially women.
What did you say before the podcast started?
I feel like that from me talking to so many men,
Yeah.
that women hold their thing hostage.
Yeah.
They hold it in like a lock and key.
That was the PG version.
That
of
was
what you said
PG.
earlier.
I won't say what I said on. And
How do you
and
break
it's funny,
that? Let's
but
dig
it's
into
not.
that. It's not funny.
It's not
I'm laughing
funny.
at it, but that's what starts to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
That's what opens the doors. That's when temptation comes
Right.
in. So how do people bridge that? You gotta.
Well,
if I was holding mine hostage, which I don't,
I feel like you have.
maybe a time or two.
But
what do we do?
well, I definitely think that it's something that we need to talk about.
It's not that I don't want to give you sex.
Yeah.
It's like you've made me mad. You've hurt my feelings.
And before
I'm closed off.
And before in my 20s, if I would have make you mad, I would just want to come grab you, rub you, and have sex with you. It was my way of.
And I'm not ready for that because physical touch is not my number
But
one
you've
thing.
always been that where some people are not.
I
Some women are
agree.
not.
Every woman's different.
I truly believe that some people are more sexual than others.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
1,000%. It's in your natural DNA.
Whether it's guy, girl.
And I think as women,
Have you not had a girlfriend that was way more sexual than her husband?
yes, but I think usually it's because they're missing something inside of themselves. I think women, when you're 100% okay with yourself, you don't feel like you have to give sex to get love.
Okay.
And I think sometimes when women need sex more,
Yep.
they're seeking the love that they didn't receive as a child from their father usually.
Okay.
And that's why I think you see so many young girls that are like leading with sex and hungry and thirsty. They're looking for love from a man and they feel like they have to receive it in the form of sex. And that's not at all what fulfills them.
Sure.
And then they end up empty. Where as you become a woman, as you become more confident in who you are, you need something different from a man in order to feel loved. And it's emotional for us.
So
So
go
you
ahead.
shut me down and I'm not giving you my you know what. It's usually because you need to set your ego aside and say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I want to talk about this. Let's work on this. Let's go deep and figure out what's the root cause of this issue and let's move forward together. That conversation in and of itself is going to turn a woman on. I also think as a woman who, and I'm telling you just a trick. I had this conversation with Gloria, our cleaning lady, the other day. She's similar in age to me. Her husband's gone all week. And you know, when you're out of routine, with your husband. Like, we can get out of sync sometimes, right? There's times where like our sex life just flows easy. And there's other times where it's like, I don't feel good. I'm on my period. I just had a baby. I'm stressed. My dad's sick. It's hard to be sexual when you're dealing with heavy life stuff. So I've had to tell myself, and this is what I was telling Gloria, I have to tell myself and prepare myself where if I don't think about sex all day and I go home and there's laundry to do and the kids are being crazy and my husband's just chilling while I'm cooking and cleaning and doing all this stuff, I'm not going to want to have sex with you. But if I start like right now thinking like I would love to have a sexual romantic night with my husband, and I start thinking about it during the day and queuing myself up for it, it's way easier for me to be in that mindset at nighttime, where I honestly don't think men have to think that way.
They don't.
Yeah. You guys are Johnny on this spot.
Yeah.
We are not. Most women that I know, especially that have a lot of life
The woman
stuff
says,
going
honey,
on,
take your clothes off. The man says, when?
Yeah,
Now? Okay,
yeah.
I'm ready.
We're not always Johnny on the spot, you know, because we have other things that need our
Well,
attention.
I think that everyone is different, 100%. But
sure.
I also think
Life
that
for people are different too.
I think all this boils
Yeah.
down to communication with
Yeah.
one another. And that's where it lacks on food,
Yeah.
on financials.
Yeah.
There is so many people that don't even have a clue their financials that are a problem. One of the significant other don't know what's going on.
Yeah, one lives in
And
the
then-
dark, and that's fear,
And
and that will shut you down.
don't you think that we have very open communication on life?
Everything's an open book with us.
Right. And
There's
I
no
think,
hiding. There's
so
no secrets. That's what makes us connected.
don't you think that if a woman found out, and nothing to do with someone else,
Yeah.
that, oh my God, we've heard this.
Oh, yeah.
The husband bought a new car,
Yeah.
but we couldn't really afford the new car.
Yeah.
But the woman is still driving the minivan that's old.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going to make her feel?
Yeah.
And is
Well,
that
that's
going
where like sex to a woman is more than the physical.
right?
You have to feel empowered.
But don't you think she would feel belittled
Yeah.
during that moment,
Mhm.
which in turn would be less sex?
Mm-hmm.
So my point by all that is, I said this, I think, on podcast one. Typically, if I'm buying something, it could be $5.
Mhm.
Am I not at least offering you a drink, a this, a that as well?
I think the relationship always has to be balanced.
You're right.
And going back to like the 5 love languages, you always have to know what makes the other person tick and what is their love language and how do you pour into them and how do you cue them up to feel loved and supported and seen and safe and protected. And also the understanding of like, how much sex do you need? I mean,
You're asking me?
yeah. I mean, what do you feel like the average man needs?
I mean, just
20, 30, 40, it's different.
I truly feel like that most men don't get it, that's been married a while, in their minds enough.
Yeah.
And I've heard many people, they're like, oh, they're frustrated, a man, let's just say in their 40s and 50s, and they have sex once a week, and the woman think that that's completely okay, once a week. I've heard this numerous
Numbers,
times.
yeah.
And then the guy's telling me this and wants my opinion, or if they said, how many times?
I think this is where people compare themselves.
I agree. And I don't agree with that.
Answer that question is,
I don't agree with that.
have you asked your husband how much he wants it?
I
And
definitely,
how much do you want it? And what's keeping you from wanting it more?
well, do you not think that all comes back with give take?
Yeah.
There's the wild side of Steven
Yeah.
that, I mean, I was in the nightclub business.
Yeah.
So I was used to, obviously I was dead sober, but I would be there 3 days a week back in the day. And then I would typically go out and promote another night a week. So that's 4 nights being in the life. And when we sold, I instantly had nothing. And so there was a long time that several years that we didn't do anything. And then Amber knows this. I want to personally go out every few months, one night. And there was a point probably 4 years ago. Kids are little. Amber's like, I don't want to go, and I was like, I had to realize, I'm like, in this season, I'm like, if we go somewhere, now I'm probably going to book a massage and do something more for Amber, even though
You are really good at that.
Amber, I know, enjoys to go out once in a while, but don't make Amber go out every other week. And that's okay. So I had to learn there's give take there. And with sex, I think it's identical. I mean, when a guy tells me that, that's obviously, not enough for me. I have always...
There's also the maturity aspect of it too. There's men that we know and women in our 40s where like sex is the only thing they're focused on.
That's it. Yeah.
That's never going to make you happy
So
in a
sex is
relationship.
not all that I'm focused on, but I definitely think most of the time they have too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
I am too busy with work all day long.
What did you say to me the other day? You said, if I didn't have my business that fulfills me, my mind would be like sexual more.
Absolutely.
But when you start to get fulfillment from your children, from your work life, from working out, I think sex can be a drug to people.
It's like food.
Yeah.
They say food is the number one drug in the world. If you really look around and how many people are overweight that or not happy with themselves.
Yeah.
And so that boils down to a self-esteem thing, which then is in turn, who's going to want to, I mean, let's get real. They might want sex, but who's going to really want sex if they're embarrassed to take their clothes off? Or if the woman wants to be...
or internally.
Yeah, if the woman wants to be... I've heard this a lot. Oh, well, she always wants to be under her covers. So then that frustrates the husband because he might want to see his wife.
Yeah.
But then
the physical body should arouse you of one another.
Should.
Yeah.
And then, I hate to say this as we're getting older, maybe the man or woman needs a little more arousal than when you were 22. Obviously.
Yeah.
And so...
And that's one thing I think I brought to your attention. Like, I'm not 20 anymore. Like, I need more than just the physical aspect of sex. I need you to help me around the house. I've heard one of the girls on our team will always say, like, he was dadding hard today. Like, we get aroused by seeing you, like, dad hard and do stuff for us. And that frees us and gives us, like, the headspace. And also you see that we're struggling and need your help. That makes us want you.
So let me ask you this. For anyone listening, what do you think most women want? Majority, not, an oddball. How many times a week?
I would say 3 is probably good for most women. I think you're going to have some women say 1 or 2.
Okay.
I just had a thought come to my head. I think where most men fail with women and most women fail with men is we expect you to read our minds, and then we start to build up this like towards you without even realizing it sometimes. And it's like, we're mad at you. We're not wanting to have sex with you, but we're also not telling you why.
But then how does the man know that?
Well, and that's one thing that I try to tell myself. And I think my mom even said this to me. You've got to tell him sometimes, like, I need help with this. I need you to take the kids here. Because us as women, we try to carry it all. And we think that that puts a stamp on us, like we're super mom and can do it all. And that should make us, you love me more. And it does not do that at all. All it does is it makes me bitter against you.
I agree.
And I'm mad at you because you don't see that I'm over here like suffering and dying and can't keep up the laundry. I mean, I know there's times where I've tried to keep up with the laundry, tried to keep the house clean, even with the house cleaner, and I've still failed. And I'm like defeated and I'm breastfeeding and changing diapers all day long.
Sure.
And you come home and complain about the house being messy. And I'm like, I haven't even started work today. And I just want to kill you. But that's what happens with a lot of people when they don't see each other. I'm not saying physically. How do you feel? How can I help you? That's what keeps your sex life good, is knowing what one another truly need, not physically need.
Let's say the man wants it every day.
Yeah.
I've talked to enough men to know they would have sex every day.
Every day.
Majority.
Yeah.
And then the woman only wants it 1 day a week. What is that?
You got to compromise.
Okay.
You got to talk about.
But is she going to have sex 2 other times and don't really want to? Because that's not real fun.
No, it's not fun. But I mean, I think you sometimes got to push yourself.
Okay.
I think the battle's lost here.
Okay.
And you even said it to me. You needed sex more than you realized.
Absolutely.
You're right. But I wasn't allowing myself.
But that is the problem with most people.
Yeah.
If they realized.
But you also verbalize it. There's a lot of men that stay silent.
There's a lot of people that if they ran, it would kill them a mile.
Yeah.
But then once they got done, they would feel so fulfilled, whether it took them 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then the endorphins kick in and they would feel so much better.
Yeah.
But
It's a
they
release.
don't allow themselves to do it
go
because
there.
they're like, oh, well, he runs in 6 minutes a mile. It's going to take me 25. Who cares?
Who cares? Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people feel bad about themselves, whether it's the physical, their inside, whatever, that they just choose not to do. And this is not sex. This is anything.
I think there's a lot of people that aren't even aware it's a problem.
Yeah.
To be honest with
Well,
you.
do you think that any couple that has sex, let's just say 2-3 times a month, is that a problem?
Not if they're okay with it.
Okay.
I think everybody's different.
Sure.
I think, again, you have to ask yourself, I mean, what's Chat GPT say?
But
how much, I'm saying in a jokingly way.
Right.
Like if we're optimum, if our hormones are optimum, if all of our vitamin levels are optimum, how often should we be wanting it?
Don't you think, though, that that's still not enough connection?
You
Now,
and I would feel
obviously,
disconnected.
I think so too. Obviously,
We know when we're disconnected.
obviously, and I'll say this, I sell gym equipment to some people, and you met them. They're in their 80s,
Oh, yeah.
and and they are spitfires. And
They have just as much, if not more, energy than we do.
and one of the times that I was talking, one of the first times I met them, they told me that they had sex every day.
And I didn't even know people could still have sex.
And I'm going to be straight up with everyone. I thought it was a joke, but I really don't think it was.
I don't think it is.
Obviously, they get up and do cardio every day. They work out every day. They still work. And I
And they
come
don't
home
have to.
and Amber met these people and I said, babe, they got more energy than me and you.
Yeah.
And I sincerely think that they're serious because he said
do
it
too.
right in front of her.
Yeah.
And there was no like picking around.
No.
Now, at the end of the day, I think we've been through seasons
Yeah.
that she knows I want it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's been some seasons where I'm freaking exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more mentally on overload
Mm-hmm.
than anything. And maybe that night I just fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
As long as but Amber knows if I didn't want it and she did, if she
You would still do it.
I would still do it.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah.
And I think that's where more men are that way, but
Yeah.
women are
Women
not.
are not as always that way.
Right.
No.
And
I think at the end of the day, you have to communicate.
Yeah.
You have to know each other's love language. You have to stay connected. Don't ever let it get awkward.
And then to end this episode, talk about what they said in church that the way they address sex.
So, I mean, if you go back to the biblical, what sex should look like biblically, like we as women are to surrender and be submissive to our husbands. And that is how we show one another love together. You know, you have to talk about it. I think my biggest aha was when Pastor Anna, and I love this about her, she was very transparent. She said, you know, I just wanted to kiss my husband every day. And we can get very busy with kids and life and not even slow down and kiss each other. You kiss me, you're more than likely going to have sex with me. That's how I operate. Like, see me, touch me, kiss me, get me to put my guard down, get me to step out of the stressful life I'm in and just make me feel protected and like swoop me off my feet. That will work with me every single time. But that's where people don't talk. They don't communicate. And
Hold on. I'm in the podcast right now. I'm playing.
He knew. I mean, just me even talking about it, right? I mean, it got me into that zone of like, okay, I can have sex now, you know, but I think it's so important to have a good sex life with your husband, set the right expectations, love on one another, empower each other, push one another. I mean, all the things.
I think the sex
can be very beautiful.
Well, I think the sex then leads to the business side of things and the other side of things and that's what people miss the connection on.
When you feel loved and seen and safe at home, it empowers you to be who you want to be out in the world.
I agree.
And that's where sex is so important.
But don't you think, I mean, we've been together 17 years.
Yeah.
But don't you think the Stephen from 20 some years ago is different than Stephen from, or Stephen in his 20s is not even the same Stephen now. And sex was a lot different back then than it is now. But I think there's different seasons and people just have to come into their season.
And it's okay. And this is one thing I want to say. As you go through life with somebody, there's going to be times where he's here and you're here. And then you're here and he's here. You just always need to make sure you come back and unify together. And that's the key to keeping a good sex life, to be honest with you.
All right. So everyone now needs to go kiss their significant other. I'm giving you permission.
Do acts of service. Ask your wife what she needs. What can you take off her plate? Maybe book her a massage. Buy her something nice.
And it don't take a lot of money.
And it's okay.
With Amber, I can literally give her a $5 item or
It's not even a $5 item sometimes.
It's just a thought.
Sit down and talk to me.
Yeah, it's just a thought. I don't have to buy her anything. She'll eat McDonald's or Ruth Chris.
I love a Big Mac.
Yeah. So,
I'm not going to lie.
we will end the podcast with that. We hope this helped you guys. And we always hope to inspire and, just do all the things. That's the only reason we're doing this podcast, is to let people in, see our personalities.
Go have sex with your spouse tonight.
Yeah. Do the things. And I promise you, it will help your relationship, your business, everything tenfold. It's not just the sex, there's so many other things. So anyways, we love you guys. Like and subscribe to the page. We appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.